I did it. Oh, you all can't see me. Okay, here I am. Now let's share again. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ready to go.
But we see it in present mode.
You do?
I mean, no, we see it in the, with the notes on the side.
Oh. Well, I don't know how. Okay, let me stop again. Sorry, you all. All right, let's share screen. Share. All right, what do you see now?
Still with the notes. You might need to have it open as a presentation mode before you share.
All right, let's see. No, if I open it in presentation mode, I can't see anything. Let's do it this way. Or let me try it this way. All right, some of my Zoom people.
Well, share it again the way you were doing it, and then can you see down at the bottom where you could make it presentation mode after you get it up there?
Hold on, let's see.
There we go.
Okay, you can see it? Okay.
If you do, you need to go over to slideshow. Yeah, you're in it, so just click from beginning and you'll be there.
Okay, you can see it. Okay.
Yeah. But it does it that way. Okay, there you go.
Okay, this is different. Okay.
So you've already, there you go. Good.
All right, good. Yay. All right, sorry guys. All right, so you have your learning targets for today. I can gain understandings from the Reading Coach MOA to inform my scheduling. I can gain understandings from Standard 6 and Read to Succeed coaching competencies to inform my scheduling. I can gain understandings of common scheduling task areas of a coach to inform my scheduling. I can analyze a sample coaching schedule and my coaching schedule. I can determine the level of coaching intensity in my current coaching work, and I can set goals for my coaching schedule or work moving forward. And notice you heard me repeat the word scheduling. So this is all about schedules. Okay, all right. So on a piece of paper or from your digital agenda, you can print out a copy of this, and this is called the Placemat Vision Schedule Analysis. You will not, once you click on it, you will not be able to type on it because it's in view mode. You will have to make a copy if you decide to do it digitally. But if you want to print it out, you can print it out, or you can just draw it on a piece of paper. So you decide. But this is the Placemat Vision Schedule Analysis. Give you a second to decide how you want to do it if you've not already printed it out or if you've not already made a copy of it. All right. So this is schedule analysis part 1, and we're going to do a closed reading of the Reading Coach MOA. And you can find the link to the MOA on your digital agenda. It is listed as the Read to Succeed Reading Coach MOA. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do a close reading. And as you read, I want you to jot down any keywords or phrases that will be important for you to keep in mind as you analyze your coaching schedule. So thinking about what's important whenever you are creating your schedule. You're going to use that MOA to jot down in the on your schedule analysis, right up under Reading Coach MOA, you're going to jot down any keywords or phrases that resonate with you. All right. As you work independently, you may, if you have your camera on, you may want to turn your camera off. And then if you finish before the 5 minutes are up, then you could turn your camera back on to let us know that you're done. But any questions before you begin? Any questions? All right. Give you 5 minutes to do a close read of the MOA. You may begin. All right, you all have about 5 seconds. All right, I give you about a minute, and let's do the waterfall protocol. And so in the chat box, I want you to go ahead and type in some of those words or phrases, some of those words or phrases that you jotted down in the chat. And then whenever I say go, I want you to press enter. So they'll all come in at one time. All right, go. All right, Jennifer.
There's nothing yet.
Okay, nothing else.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go. Wait a minute. All right. Programs implemented with fidelity, greatest impact on student achievement, train and data analysis to drive differentiated instruction, fidelity, increase student achievement in reading, fidelity, reflect, plan, debrief, write, review, facilitate, student achievement, evidence-based research, train and data analysis, differentiation, achievement, fidelity, model, mentor, support, provide PD based on student assessment, data analysis, reflect, achieve, student groups, study groups, weekly, whole group, small group, individual, professional learning, fidelity, data, model, all teachers, intensive intervention, effective strategies, job embedded, data to drive instruction.
Nice. So you all may have heard some words that you may want to add to your placemat consensus. Keep those words in mind. So now we are going to look at part 2, which is standard 6 of the Reading Coach competency. And the link to this competency is also linked in your digital agenda. It is entitled Reading Coach Standards, but you're going to have to scroll all the way down to, I think it's pages 9 and 10 of the document. So scroll all the way down to pages 9 and 10. All right, we're going to do another close read. And as you read this time, I want you to think about what is already in place. What is already in place, what needs to be put in place, and what needs to be taken out of place. So what is already in place, what needs to be put in place, what needs to be taken out of place. And you're going to add your notes to your placemat consensus up under standard 6. Okay.
Everyone, be sure that you're muted because we hear some background noise and it's kind of distracting. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
All right, so I'm going to give you all 5 minutes. And again, you may want to turn your camera off for this and then turn it back on if you're done before your 5 minutes. All right, you have 5 minutes.
Ladies, my links just keep spinning, so it's taking me a little bit longer because I'm having to go through the State Department website.
Okay.
And you might want to, when you get it open, just go ahead and download it so that you have it for future reference.
All right, you have about 30 seconds. All right. So you had 3 questions to think about: what's already in place, what needs to be put in place, and what needs to be taken out of place. If someone could unmute and share, what were you thinking?
I certainly think that we need more time for study groups or trainings and whatnot. We've done a lot new this year with Reading Horizons. We have a new math book. But I think everyone's kind of tiptoeing around adding more to teachers' plates at this point. But there's that happy medium of offering support so you don't feel alone, but then not overwhelming people and adding another meeting. And I think because I'm kind of wearing double hats. I tiptoe even more because I feel what they're feeling. So I don't add to it, but I certainly think I should offer them more than what I am. But that takes us back to our initial, always feel like we could do more, but there's not.
That's right.
Well, my motto is always think smarter, not harder. And, you know, maybe some things of videotaping when you're actually teaching kids, even if it is virtual, whatever you're doing, if it's something you're wanting them to think about, and then they can watch it and they have to reflect back to you like on a Padlet or something so that you can access it whenever you have time and they can too. Kind of thinking outside the box, but just little pieces instead of trying to do big things right now.
Yep, two apps come to mind. One is the Marco Polo app, where you can just record a video and send it to someone, and they could just quickly record something, a response or something, and send it back to you. That's a quick way to reach teachers, and they could watch it anytime. Another one is Boxer, and it's like a walkie-talkie. And so that's another way. So Jennifer, I absolutely agree when you say think outside the box, because that's what you have to do, especially during COVID.
And we were even talking yesterday about Quizlet, how you could even set, you know, if they've got something to read and then a way to reflect. And then again, that's another way for you to access it, especially if teachers are already using that with their students. Because again, training people to use new apps sometimes can be just as stressful. So thinking about what you already have that's accessible in your building.
All right, would someone else like to share? Let's get one more person to share.
Come on, people, you can do it.
I feel like we're doing a good job with our PLCs with training and things like that. But I agree with, Stephanie, that it's hard right now with all the protocols that teachers have them right now. Even their planning is, they have a planning, but they have to leave their rooms because specials are coming into their classrooms for the most part, except for like one day a week. So, they're not really even getting that time in their classroom by themselves. And so I think they're just overwhelmed. So trying to find that happy balance has been difficult this year.
I think for us, the collaborating with small groups of teachers is a direction that we need to look at more at our school. Instead of, we meet by grade level, but I still think that it just is more effective when you're working with small groups of teachers who also have some of the same concerns or need directions in a certain area.
And I would think if you maybe surveyed the teachers and asked, by grade level, like you said, out of the things that you feel are important, what do they want? Because sometimes, they come a little more present if they have some say-so, and tie it back to your reading goals so that they know why you're doing it. Because if they think they're doing something wrong, of course they don't want that. But if they think it's helping them reach that goal, it kind of changes the lens.
All right. There it is. Okay, so I hope that you have your Art of Coaching book handy. If you have it near you, please pull it out and turn to page 232. Page 232. So with this portion of it, we're in part 3. And with this portion of it, you don't have to jot down anything. I just want you to take the time now to just read. So on page 232, Elena Aguilar talks about the 5 coaching tasks. And I want you to just take a moment to just read those 5 coaching task areas. I'll give you about 3 minutes to read it. And you have about 3 seconds. Okay. So you've had an opportunity now to look at the MOA and to do a stop and jot with that. You've had a chance to look at the reading coach competencies with standard 6 and to stop and jot with that. You've also had an opportunity to look at the 5 coaching task areas. So now we're going to get ready to look at a sample coaching schedule. And in your book, if you could now turn to page 233, and you do have a link to a colored copy on your digital handout. Page 233. So now what I want you to do on your schedule analysis is I want you to draw a pie chart up under the column that says sample schedule. Draw a pie chart. And I'm going to put you in a breakout room with a partner, with one other person, and you're going to look at this sample schedule. And then you're going to discuss looking at it, you're going to analyze it into those 5 coaching task areas. And this is within a week. Then I want you and your partner to discuss the results of the pie chart. I want you to think about what was confirming, what surprised you, and what are you wondering. Okay, so you have the sample schedule on page 233. You're going to look back at the 5 coaching task areas. You're going to analyze it. Then you're going to discuss what was confirming, what surprised you, and what are you wondering. And you may want to take a picture of this slide before going into your breakout room, so you'll have it to refer back to. And I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to work on this. And I'm going to attempt to put you in these rooms. All right, let's see.
Everybody have positive thoughts.
Oh, okay, breakout rooms. Right. All right, here we go. Jennifer, how is it working? I didn't mean to put Jennifer in there. Let's see if I can take Jennifer out. Okay, I think I put too many in one room. Did I? Jennifer? Okay, maybe it's,
Christina, we got in a breakout room and there was about 4 or 5 of us, and it said it closed in 60 seconds.
yeah, I realized when I went back to look at it that I had put too many people in a breakout room, and this is my first time doing it. So
You good? I just want to let you know it happened.
Right, the one I was in, it was closing on us too, so I think everybody's gonna come back, and you're probably gonna have to try again.
yeah, I closed the rooms.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, too many people in a room.
I didn't know you could have too many in a room.
Well, I only wanted a pair. I
Oh.
just wanted 2 in a room, and I think it put way too many in a room.
Yeah, we had like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Hey, is there any way? Oh goodness, sorry.
Go ahead.
Brooke and I are in the same room, so like if we're in a breakout room with somebody else, we can't both be on the computer because of all the feedback. Is there any way that we could be in the same group because of the feedback? We're trying right now and it's not working.
Okay, this is Lindsay. I can't see your face.
Yeah, we can have a group of 3
Lindsay
or whatever.
Elliott.
We can't. The feedback.
Okay, let me try it. This is my first time, so let me try it. I saw something that said move, so if I can move you and Brooke to the same room, then I'll do that. If not, just make it work. Is that okay? All right, let's try it.
You just may have to have 3 in your group instead of 2. You know, y'all could just hop on a computer together for that.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Okay, let's see. Move Brooke and Lindsay. I don't even, let's see. Okay, there's Brooke there, and then Lindsay wanted to go to room 12. And then Jennifer doesn't need to be in a room. Cherie's in a room by herself.
You're sending me to room 8.
Sorry, I didn't
But
mean.
I don't have to join it. I can just stay here. It tells me I can click later.
Okay, yep, don't join.
Okay.
Okay, Caprice didn't join. Brooke is in the room by herself. Some people have not joined in this. I think this. Well, I'm having to switch people around. Erica's in the room by herself. I put her on mute.
But Tina, for some reason, I'm coming up under my daughter's name in Zoom. So it says
Okay.
Savannah Goninen, but yeah, if you don't want to put me in a room, that would be great too.
Okay, all right, 6.
And you probably want to leave Wendy out of one too.
Yeah, she didn't join. All right, I have 2 here,
Okay.
2 here.
She's on her phone, I think, so.
They're gonna hate me for this. I moved a few people around. Twice. Okay, it's 3 people in this room. 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. And then this person is. Okay, well, Lindsay's in a room by herself, so I guess she's with Brooke. Okay. I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. You know what? Audrey.
Yes.
How do I set a timer?
And
I see where it says type your message here where you can broadcast the message, but isn't there a way to like put a timer on it?
I'm trying to think in Zoom. Ugh. Let me see real quick. Breakout timer. Says start an instant or schedule a meeting. Okay, click breakout rooms, select the number of rooms you'd like to create and how you'd like to assign them. Click create rooms. Okay. Timer.
Maybe I was supposed to do it before I assigned the rooms.
Huh.
I saw it last night. Okay, I guess I have to just broadcast the message. And
Okay. I'm still looking to see if I can find something.
okay.
I'm looking too.
Okay. I'm scared to change anything or to touch anything. Audrey, I thought I was going to use my 2 screens this morning.
No, I didn't want.
Jennifer said she couldn't see the PowerPoint. And I
Oh,
saw both of them, so I just disconnected one. Had to print out everything.
oh, darn it. Okay, it says after creating breakout rooms, click options to view additional breakout room options. And then you can say there's a spot to click breakout rooms close automatically after blank minutes.
Let's see. I'm scared to do anything on here. Okay, I better not do that. Okay, I'm scared. If I do it, it may take them out of their breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it again during Jennifer's
Okay.
module.
calling my name, but I was downstairs letting the dogs out. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh no, of course they're calling me now.
No, we were just thinking
So
about the
I-
breakout rooms. That's it. You're good.
Okay, I thought I heard you, and then when I came up here, I had a breakout room to go into, but I was the only person there.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So are they in a breakout room? Maybe as long as they're not coming back, we just,
They are. I'm going to type where it says broadcast a message to all, and I'll just type back return in 30 seconds.
yeah, okay.
I still get confused with those.
Did you guys end up getting a, like paying for an upgraded
No.
account? So you
Ricky
can-
said as long as you use your department email, it's been working, so.
What? Oh my, well, that's nice.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because, because of COVID, they make people think you can't do it, but so far, because I've been Zooming my sister with my work account, so we can talk longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. I've got my TV on mute because I'm trying to watch the inauguration and pay attention to the chat room and start presenting. It's going to kill me.
No, do you know I never turn my TV on, like ever. I never know what's going on in the world. I don't even know.
Well,
why
we have a new president, Wendy, as of 12 o'clock today.
that, but honestly, like if I didn't hear people talking about it, I would not know anything because I mean, obviously I voted, but I just, I don't pay attention to things. I never turn my TV on. I just read all the time.
Yeah, well, Marshall and I, every night we watch the NBC nightly news and eat supper. That's our little routine.
My two of my friends that I go to church and the gym with, they always update me in the mornings. And one of them was telling me something with Amazon this morning, and I didn't catch the whole story because I couldn't breathe. And so I'll have to find out more about that later.
Mm.
I don't.
Bettina,
we
with
actually
this, with the breakout rooms, because I'm gonna need 4 in each one when I do it, and I can't do it because I don't have access. So when I just say breakout rooms, I just need them in 4s.
Set 'em up. Okay.
Hey, ladies, I'm sorry I had a little mini freak out during our LS meeting yesterday, or our office meeting. I just,
No, not you.
I was like, what? The schedule's changed on me, and it was totally my fault. I did not read the emails clearly. I'm terrible about scanning because I don't want to see notifications that I have unread things, and so that was totally my bad. But yeah, I had a little freak out, so.
Oh, they're coming back. Okay. And I think I can stop the rooms so to give them 60 seconds to return. Part of my class.
Okay.
Okay, Jennifer, are we good to go?
I think we are. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So guys, I apologize. I had to switch some of you around, but I did learn something new. I learned how to switch you around. So I hope Lindsay and Brooke, I hope you're in the same room. All right. Yeah, I see 22 participants. Yep. All right. So now we're going to take a moment. If you could just unmute and share what was confirmed for you, what surprised you, and what are you now wondering? So share with us.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, do it. Here, I'll just.
I thought it was confirming to see that 15 hours of the week was spent with coaching observations and conversations. I was surprised that 10 hours were set aside for preparation. And I'm wondering how I push myself to allow myself that time for preparation, because I know it's beneficial. But again, I go back to, what do others think? Oh, she's not as busy as us. She gets to go in her office and read and plan. But I wonder if I set an example to say preparation for what I do is that important, that also is a way to model for teachers, carving out their time to prepare instead of having to create or pull things on the fly will be beneficial to their students. But that's a hard one, to set aside that time for preparation.
But I think if you put things like a schedule, because, you know, teachers have a schedule outside their room. If you have one, and you can even say prep for demo lesson, prep for professional development, prep for coach training, you know, so they're, oh, she does have a lot of stuff she's got to do. I mean, spell it out, because we ask them to do it.
All right, someone else?
I know that again, it was confirmed that the majority of the time, the largest percentage was spent with the coaching, the modeling and observing and debriefing. I was surprised that, and I don't know if this is a regular part of their schedule, but if it is weekly, that they have 2 hours with their principal weekly. I find that that's very hard to do. Not that it's, you know, not important to the administration or to myself, but to get that time. And then my wonder was, if they are doing regular walkthroughs with the principal for observations, how are they keeping themselves separated from that evaluative role? Because I can see very much, if teachers get used to seeing you walking around with admin coming in their room for observations, they're going to lump you into that, you know, evaluative role, which we're not supposed to be in. So that was my wondering.
Well, I'll jump in on that. I think if teachers know why you're coming, and like if you're coming to look at environment and they know you're coming to look at environment, they know that y'all are just doing it, and you can say, I'm trying to educate the principal so that he or she knows the kinds of things we've been told to look for, what the competencies say, or if we're looking at a structure. I worked with somebody that what she had her teachers do is whatever she'd been coaching them on, that was what their focus was when they went in to observe, because they wanted feedback on the coaching cycle, so that it's not that it's just everything. Like if you've been working with somebody about shared reading and you talk to the teacher and say, you really made some gains in this, or I want the principal to see what you're doing so he knows what should be going on in the other classrooms. So it's kind of like you're helping train the principal or help train their eye for what you're looking for. Because I find when I sit down with principals and assistant principals, they're always at the deficit model and I'm always at the asset model. So you're trying to get them to think more from the positive side of what's going on. So, you know, if you're letting teachers know that you're doing it for that, I think some would be more open, and you know, some you just might not want to do it with those.
Yeah, and I heard you say something about the time that the coach is meeting with the principal. I would definitely go back to that principal coach partnership agreement that you all created at the beginning of the year and kind of review it with the principal and just seeing if the two of you can carve out time to meet weekly.
Yeah, just starting there. You're not going to get 2 hours at first. And then, you know, when you start really looking at the reading goal and thinking about things, there may be times that you meet for 2 hours, but I'll be honest, I never have really seen many places where a principal's attention span can stay that long because they've got so much else on their plate.
All right, anyone else?
I was just going to add, talking about that I have a scheduled time with my principal every Tuesday, and it sometimes runs for 45 minutes to an hour, but it's for me every week to know that that's coming. If there's things I need to talk about, I kind of save that up for our agenda, and that's been huge. Like, I don't know that if I didn't have that time, I would feel like I was completely on a different page, but she has kind of the pulse of what's going on, and it just is really helpful to kind of have that time put into the schedule. So yeah, I just want to say that's been helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I'm wondering when they eat.
One of you is going to have to mute if you got that feedback.
I was making a joke. I said, I'm wondering when they eat.
Well, that's a good question, but I even told a coach last year that never ate that she had to schedule it, and she's made a point of doing that this year, and she's much happier because she's not grouchy by the end of the day. It may not be a big full meal, but you know, it's something just to kind of have you time to reflect and just be by herself. It may be 15 minutes, but it's a 15 minutes that she takes.
Mm-hmm. And remember, this is just a sample schedule, so you have to do what works for you, but the main thing is that you're getting the coaching in and you're communicating with the principals and with the teachers and you're modeling the lessons. So that's the main takeaway from this.
May I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read all of the student-led coaching book, but I did order it and have read parts of it. And I know we watched the videos in December, and it looked like, from what I could see, they spent a coaching cycle where they spent more days in the week with a teacher to kind of gain more traction and give more time for conversations. And this schedule looks like it's more 5 teachers a week, so they might see a teacher once a week. Are both viable? Does it just depend on your needs or your particular situation?
Absolutely. You may have one teacher who doesn't need as much as another teacher. So you may just be checking in more so with that teacher, but then you may have a teacher who needs extended time. So you may be going in there truly modeling and co-teaching with that teacher. So all of your coaching cycles with every teacher won't necessarily be for the same amount of time. So yes, it goes back to their need. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So now you're going to look at your schedule. And I want you to draw a pie chart in the column that says My Schedule. I want you to draw a pie chart there. And you're going to analyze your schedule and you're going to show the percentage of time that you spend in each area, okay? And I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to work on this. You may want to mute and also turn your camera off to work on this. But as you do this, I want you to think about the 5 coaching task areas in 1 week, okay, in a week. And then, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought you were finished. I had a question about like interventions. We're doing interventions with kids. Where does that fit? Does that fit in these 5?
So I want you to go back to looking at, I want you to think about the MOA.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to go back and think about the coaching competencies. I want you to go back to the things that we read and talked about, because you have different tier schools. Mm-hmm. And so there are some things that some can do that others can't. So I want you could possibly create another part for that, or just look at the amount of time that you are spending on interventions versus the other areas.
And what you seem to think it takes away from. If it's taking away, what section does that intervention take away from, and take that chunk away and make it smaller? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not a bad, it's just, it is what it is. So, you know, to be real about it.
All right, I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes. And when you're done, I want you to reflect on your results. What was confirmed for you? What surprised you? And what are you wondering? I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes. Okay, if you all could come to a stop point. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes on the back channel conversation. And this is where you're going to type in your thoughts from analyzing your schedule. What was confirmed, what surprised you, and now what are you wondering? And the link to the back channel is on your digital agenda. So if you can click there and start adding in your thoughts. And Jennifer, if you could, as you notice some of the trends, if you could let us know. Can't see it.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for it. Okay. With confirming spending a reasonable amount of time with coaching, conversations, and observations. A good chunk of time is spent on coaching, modeling, etc. My daily time for reflection. Some surprises, surprised at how much of my time is being spent. They're still typing on interventions, but I am also a Title I school. I was surprised about the number of hours that should be spent on meeting with the principal. I do not even come close to that. More confirmations. I confirmed I was spending close to the same amount of time as the sample schedule with coaching. I confirmed that I don't allow myself enough time preparing. I am pleased with the amount of time I am able to be in classrooms doing informal observations. Surprised how much time I'm spending on meetings and PD preparation. Some wonderings, how can I get more time in the team participation and facilitation, with team participation and facilitation? With COVID this year, our leadership hasn't wanted us to gather. I've had those experiences. How to make teachers more comfortable with me coming into their classrooms. Another wondering where my RTI time will fit into the schedule. Wondering how I can add weekly time with administration. How to balance coaching and RTI with students. Another surprise, how little time I spend in team meetings, PLCs, perhaps not surprised, but concerned. We have no PLCs at my school. I'm surprised that I spend very little time in meetings. Confirmation that I'm not spending enough time coaching. I'm wondering how I can utilize my virtual teaching as teachable coaching time as well.
Okay.
They're still typing away, but
okay.
I have to wait till their little anonymous turtle and things disappears so I can see what they said. Wondering, I do need to have more time with my administration. Another wondering, how will I ever get to the point where I actually coach instead of being interventionist? Maybe spend some time with your principal to figure that out. Wondering how to prioritize and balance. I am surprised at the lack of time I'm spending observing and the amount of time I am meeting. Sounds like y'all need to talk to the people that feel like they're observing and never going to meetings. Y'all can balance out with each other. Confirmed with collaboration and meeting with teachers for PD and trainings. Confirmed that I'm spending a large amount of time coaching and helping those new teachers that need extra help. Surprised about the observation times. This year I've found it harder to be in the classrooms due to training with FastBridge, helping teachers navigate the program. Wondering how to add more reflection time into my schedule. It wasn't something that I had thought about previously.
All right, so you all continue typing on the in the back channel, but we're going to move on, and you can always go back to revisit that. Due to time, we're going to move to the next part. All right, so what I want you to do is you're going to revisit your placemat vision. And based on the information that you've gained from the MOA, from the Coaching Competency Standard 6, and from the 5 task areas in the pie charts, I want you to create a goal or two. All right, so where it says my goals, which is in the center, I want you to create at least 1 or 2 goals there. And then I want you to think about what will be your first next step in scheduling. So create 1 or 2 goals there. Sorry. And then what will be your first next step in scheduling? And once you have your first next step for scheduling, I want you to go back to the back channel and scroll down, and then you will see the chart there. And so you can also add your next step to that chart. Don't forget to add your goal to the chart. It's up under the first one for the back channel. Scroll.
They're working away.
They are good. Okay.
Yeah, there are lots of goals getting put in here.
Okay. Okay, you have about 5 seconds. All right. Okay, this is our last part, and this is very important because this could help you to refine your next steps. So I know it is break time. Just bear with us. We're going to give you a break as soon as I wrap this up. So what I want you to do with this is I want you to read the attributes within each level. You have 3 levels here, and I want you to read the attributes that falls up under each level. And then I want you to reflect and think about, well, what is the difference between level 1 and level 2 and level 3, level 1 and 3? I want you to just reflect on those for a minute. And then I want you to highlight any attributes that you've already tried. And this is in view only, so you're going to have to print this out in order to highlight on it, or you're going to have to make a copy if you know how to use a highlighter from your device. But I want you to highlight any attributes that you've tried, and then I want you to choose 1 to 2 attributes that you will try, and you can type those in the chat. So read them, think about what are the differences, highlight the ones that you've already tried, and then highlight 1 or 2 that you may want to try. Type it in the chat. Okay, if you all want to start typing in the chat box.
Co-planning lessons introduce discussion-based protocols to analyze student work to assist in planning. Having conversations with individual colleagues about teaching, learning, and literacy, analyzing data and lessons. Involvement in efforts to improve school literacy programs. Establishing norms for collaboration and conversation. Co-teaching lessons, analyzing student work to assist teachers in planning, conducting individual and group analysis of videotaped lessons of teachers. Having more conversations with individual colleagues about teaching and co-planning with teachers. Having conversations focusing on co-planning, co-teaching. Having conversations focusing on co-planning, co-teaching, and teaching dilemmas. Analyzing student work to assist in planning, such as writing.
All right, so this tool comes from Cultivating Coaching Mindset, and you could always use this tool to help you grow as a coach. And this is just another tool that you could definitely add to your toolbox. There's the timer. All right. So over the next month, I want you to work to achieve your goals. I want you to set a goal. You've already done that. I want you to craft a plan, get to work, stick to it, and then hopefully you will reach your goal. Again, here are your learning targets for today. And I am going to stop the recording, I hope.
And we're supposed to start back at 10:30 break, and so that we can jump into module 2 so that we can get everything completed in time for lunch. So look at your watches. I've got